Always read the instructions and read them multiple times. Welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. My name is Russ. Come on into my sewing room. So today I was in my local quilt shop browsing fabric that, I probably didn't need, but really wanted. And there was somebody that came in and she thought that something was going wrong with her Saturday sampler block. They had just started a brand new Saturday sampler program yesterday. And I guess some people are more up on getting their Saturday sampler blocks done earlier than me, who I haven't started mine for this month yet. They do multiple programs. And this program, they purchased the patterns from a third party instead of however they get their current patterns. I don't know exactly how. It's an interesting little project. Most of their projects look like this, and it's all cutting and everything else and piecing, and they have instructions on the various tools that they support. So this lady was in there and she was concerned that she didn't have enough fabric or the instructions were written wrong or something like that. And one of the folks who works there, they started going through it and counting, and they said, yeah, that's not enough pieces. Uh, it's a pinwheel block, or actually it's a 9-patch of pinwheels. And they were just trying to say, this isn't quite enough. Something's not right. And I said, can I look at those instructions? So I took a peek at the instructions and I glimpsed through them. That whole, you got to make sure you read the instructions. And I'm looking, and I handed it back and said, these are stupid instructions. And there was another customer out there who said, well, tell me how you really feel. What the instructions said made no sense. They had basically one set of instructions that made the center pinwheel and a bunch of half square triangles surrounding it. And then they had a separate set of cutting instructions and piecing instructions for basically a half square triangle border. And when you put them together, it just, I guess, happens to look at like a 9-patch pinwheel, 9-patch of pinwheel blocks, however you want to say it. Anyway, it just, I would not have put it together that way. The folks at the quilt shop wouldn't have put it together that way. Obviously, the person who's reading the instructions wouldn't have done it that way. But she didn't read all the instructions to understand exactly what was going on. And the instructions weren't clear anyway. So it was kind of amusing. And then I said, can I see the back of the sample block? Because they all do sample blocks for their Saturday sampler. And I was looking at the back and I said, whoever pieced this didn't follow directions either. So I don't know why. And it also meant that, they didn't get a heads up for the first Saturday of the month for their Saturday sampler. Because if there's anything weird about the instructions, they usually tell you. So I'm looking forward to the third Saturday to see what kind of heads up that they tell for the block, and so let them know, hey, yeah, those blocks are stupid. I don't know what the other blocks are. I didn't sign up for that program, so I don't even know what the instructions are going to look like for any of the blocks. I don't even know what the rest of the instructions look like. I just read the first half of the first page, and yeah, it was a mess. I was also told, though, while I was there, that my Saturday sampler block that I have to do is a doozy of one as well. It is a carpenter star. I'm sorry, carpenter's wheel, not a carpenter star, carpenter's wheel. And as I was glancing through the instructions, yeah, there's a little bit of a doozy because this is a Tula program. And it says in here that the colors are for batik colors. So Yeah, mistakes happen. I'm okay with that. It's a good thing that they have a picture online so I can take a look at what each of the colors are so I can get the cutting directions right. But it also means that I probably need to start the cutting and piecing sooner than later because if several people have already made mistakes, there's a good chance I'm going to make a mistake, especially if I try to do it, hungry or tired or irritated. For a quick bathroom update for anybody who's watching that series, I have not posted anything for a while. There is a reason. The main bathroom, master bathroom, my bathroom, I call it, is done with the exception of electricity. I'd rather get one good video that has everything 100% done instead of saying, here's everything without electricity. And then, oh, look, here it is with electricity. So my electrician is coming Thursday, is his intent to come. He works at the fire station. He said he's top on the list for overtime. So there may be a chance that it ends up being Friday, but we're planning on Thursday. So hopefully by the weekend, you will have an updated video for the master bath and have it completed. I have taken showers in there. I took my first one yesterday. I'm loving the extra room that I have in the shower. Shower head's taking a little bit to get used to, but those are just minor features. The guest bathroom, the demolition was supposed to be Friday. The demolition expert didn't show up until about 3:30. I guess he had another project that was going on that ran a little bit longer than he anticipated. He got here at 3:30, and the trailer wouldn't have arrived for another hour or so. So I basically said, I don't care if you did the demolition today or if you do it Saturday or if you do it Monday. I did say that Saturday had to be after like 11 o'clock because of other commitments. And he agreed that Monday would be a good time. So he should be showing up Monday morning bright and early and start demolishing demolishing, that's the word, that bathroom. I did get a before demolition video. I recorded that on Thursday, but I like to put the videos out in pairs just so that they have a little bit of substance. So my plan is to append the night before demolition part two with the, oh, look, this is what the entire demolished bathroom looks like. Something else exciting that happened yesterday, if you didn't see it, I was on live with Sean, the guy who sews, as part of his Brekkie with the guy who sews program. It was a lot of fun. I did have a couple audio issues. Yeah, a couple. I had audio issues at the beginning. I talked to my sister afterwards, and she said it sounded like I was using the laptop microphone. And yeah, that's what happened. Zoom practice calls don't give you enough time to figure out if it's actually heard things properly. So, yeah, I apologize for the audio issues at first, but we got through them. And then Sean had a power outage. So I had my first solo live. The live stream did not disconnect when he disconnected, and it continued to go on. And I managed to do some interaction with the chat. Sean finally had to hop into his car and drive a little bit so that he had enough of a cell signal to join back into the chat, into the Zoom. And then when he did, we were able to wrap everything up so that he didn't have a long running Zoom live with nothing going on. But it was a lot of fun. I think I want to try to do official live streams on my own. I haven't figured out an exact when that they will start. My guess is going to be sometime after the bathroom projects are done because I need to get some of the stuff behind me out of here. I have a lot of stuff that I brought in here that I did not want covered with dust. And yeah, it's a little bit packed in here right now. So I need to get those out of here. Once I get those out of here, I will be able to have enough room and everything, and hopefully be able to start doing some live streams. Oh, I have a couple works in progress that I've done. The first one that I have is while I was on live with Sean, I got one side of all of these blocks put with their background. And then after the live, I got the other half done with background. So I have a giant pile of these. I've lost count of how many these are. And then also, I managed to get a pile of white background squares with the accent color done on both sides. So these are all the pieces that I need to make the 9 patches. And when I get these ironed out, I will have to put basically one of these on the top, one of these on the bottom, and they become 9 patches. Uh, I think this is 28 of them here. So it's 28 9 patches if my math is correct and memory is correct. I don't trust my memory half the time. So I got these worked on. And then I did manage to get one block from the Socialites 2 done. This one was a fairly easy block, and I got through it fairly quickly. So I am still as far behind as I was last week. So for goals this week, my first goal is definitely to get my Saturday sampler done. I need to know as soon as I can if I'm going to need to go buy Oops Fabric. My best time to be able to go buy Oops Fabric is on the weekends. So I need to, if I don't get it started before Saturday, I need to get that block worked on Saturday. The other thing that I want to work on is get these 9 patches sewn up. So it's going to be a little bit of time to iron the pieces that I have done flat and then get them pieced together. So that should be a fairly simple thing to do. And then I will have half the blocks completed for a graduation quilt. I also have a goal of just at least getting one block done from the Socialites quilt along. Looking at the next block, it is a bit of a doozy. Let's see if you can see it here. It is fairly intense. So that one I think is going to take me about as much time as my Saturday sampler block. So we'll get that one done in there. And the last thing that I need to do this week is I need to figure out which show and tell I'm going to be doing next and get the binding started for that. I am starting to run low on finished quilted projects, so I got to figure out how I'm going to get caught up. Hopefully, I'll be able to take the long arming class in April and then just start putting a couple other finished projects on the long arm. I've got a few that I want to put on there. So hopefully soon I can start, punching out a few more finished projects. So that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. It's the easiest way to tell the algorithm that folks enjoy my content and to spread the word around. Until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.